Hello, Governor. Can, can you hear me, Chuck? You hear?
I can hear you. Hear you just fine.
Hello. Hello, man. What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Happy Friday.
Yes, it's Friday.
Now, for everyone
Mhm.
who is watching the live stream, yes, you might be seeing something a little bit different. I know that you tune in every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you're used to seeing me and Centel. But Centel is taking a well-deserved vacation right now with the family. So I don't want to say the next best thing because he is the best thing, and that is my brother Chuck Chuck Babb. That's my brother Chuck Babb. He is the co-founder, owner of the Geekish Network, and he is just how like Dos Equis has that the most interesting man alive. Well, Chuck could be in the running for that competition.
You need to
Say
stop
hello
lying
to the
to
people, Chuck.
What's up, people? How y'all doing today? You need to stop lying to
I'm
these people.
I'm not lying. Now,
Hmm.
what I will say is that as you've gotten a little bit more vintage, you have
Hmm.
slowed down a
Oh
lot.
yeah. Hmm.
So you're not but listen, them younger days when we was out there, listen, this dude is a story a minute. He was that guy. And I'm
Hey.
not taking that back. Not taking that back.
I was not that guy. I am a humble, simple person. I am a
Uh,
simple servant.
okay, I'm gonna write that down on March 28,
Mm.
2025. He's now humble and simple. Cause I don't
Yeah,
yeah, you've always been humble. Simple, I don't know about that.
I think so.
All right. Well,
I think so.
I mean, it sounds good.
It does.
So, and hello to everyone in the chat already. So, we see my guy Todd, Zariah. Thank you. Yes, this is the infamous Chuck. Yeah, like anybody who's in the Discord, you know Chuck. Chuck, you know Chuck. Um, so, and yes, it's a Friday. I am feeling good, and I don't know about feeling sexy, but I'm feeling
You feeling
quite
sexy?
fly. Got on.
I feel
No, I mean
sexy.
I put
Toot.
on my nice little shirt because I felt like I'm saying
I
like
know. I got your
it's
wine shirt
anniversary. I felt
on.
like I know I feel like it's time. It's vacation time.
Happy anniversary
Centel's on
too.
vacation. Thank you, man. Two good things happened this week. And I guess this kind of leads into our discussion. I
Hmm.
titled I titled today's discussion. You still got your little YouTube channel?
Uh,
Because somebody actually said that to me recently in the last couple weeks, and I
we're
thought it
supposed
was
to.
hilarious.
We're
And I thought
supposed
it
to.
was hilarious because that's what we
Hmm.
do. We're reductivism,
Hmm.
and it's like, yeah, I'm still doing the YouTube thing, but that is partly out of just I don't know. I found this. I got this spark lit in me just to share my voice and share my travels or whatever, and it's kind of funny and actually uh, over all the things I've done over my life, this phase of my life to be doing it on
Hmm.
YouTube is actually responsible to this man next to me right now, Chuck. He
Oh, you gonna give me
he
credit for that?
runs. It's true. It's true. We had talked about it for forever, and I started my channel NupeFromDaVille. I started in 2019, and I was just putting up some videos. I only put up like maybe 10 videos, but then I
Hmm.
started going through the divorce, and I lost complete focus. I couldn't this little extra shit. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So
I can see
no.
that. That's what
Um,
divorce does to you.
yeah, it was painful. It was a bad time. Bad time. Um, but then the pandemic happened. And what happened
Hmm.
in the pandemic was Chuck started his entire channel, the Geekish
Hmm.
Network.
Hmm.
And y'all don't know, if y'all haven't been over to the Geekish Network on YouTube, he has put together, he had so many shows. For the first year or two, they had shows bust out the seam and they had all these great um, black people of color creators, all these different shows. Um, not too long ago, we had Earl Balon on, And
Hmm.
Earl is doing his thing right now. He's a voice actor, and he was in Arcane. He was on the Tomb Raider show on Netflix. He's like doing his thing.
And he
He's
he
on the
got his
new
start.
yeah, he's on the new the Batman Arkham game that's on, like,
Hmm.
is it on the Meta Quest? It's
Yes.
on the Meta Quest, right? Yeah, like
Hmm.
and he was on Geekish Network. He had two shows
Okay.
on the Geekish Network.
Yeah, he had three. He was on Pod Squadron. He was on
Okay,
Pan
okay.
Geekery, which was one of the founding shows. And he had a
Uh-huh.
show. He had his own show called Pots and Pan Geekery, where they have a cooking show. Whereas him and somebody else that was on the show, they would cook. They would cook
That's
like
so dope.
nerdy meals and stuff. It was so good.
That's
It
so
was
dope.
awesome.
You
Yep.
know, and that's just the thing, as the world opened back up, we don't have as many shows on the
Hmm.
Geekish Network
They start
right
working
now.
again.
We still have Geek Beast, which is a now on 3 times a week. It's a basically a news current events kind of show where we cover everything
Hmm.
tech, anime, you name it, just culture, and
Movies, culture.
nature.
Yeah.
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 And usually the host of that is Chuck and
Hmm.
my guy Randy, who's in the chats. Thank you, Randy. The Randolph Speaker Bureau. Yes, can't stand the haters. Yes, thank you, Randy. They are the hosts of Geek Beast, my show, that I actually took over for Randy, but I'm now the showrunner. Is called Binge Worthy, every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, where we binge a show to let you know if you should binge it. And it's
Hmm.
a spoiler free show where we watch the entire season of a show, and then we come back and we review it and tell people whether it's even worth your time, whether you should watch it.
Yep.
And then we also still have Pod Squadron right now, which um, they're moving a little bit different because they were doing the show live. I think it's recorded right now.
Yeah, it's
So we're
recorded.
gonna figure that out. And then always Geekish Network is always in the hunt. We're looking for some new solid ideas to have some new shows on. So, but this is Chuck's baby, so I'll let him talk a little bit more about Geekish Network.
The Geeks Network is the premier geek network. What can I say about it? It's where we have a voice. Too many times I've watched a lot of review shows, a lot of shows that deal with pop culture and deal with geek culture in particular, anything you can geek about. And the show seems they don't seem like their view of the show doesn't align with mine perfectly. Nerds are going to nerd out, but there's some things that I think they miss. Like for example, Miles Morales in the Spider Verse. There's certain nuances of Miles's behavior that as a black male I can understand better than a white man. So as they
Hmm.
as they would look at it as bravado, I would look at it more of a shield to protect himself from the outside world
Hmm.
because they don't know the difference between that. So that's important to me to discuss. I think it's important to educate people on. It's not as you see it, it's as the character intended it to be. And if you're not familiar with that cultural paradigm, you'll totally miss it. So we felt that there was a space for us that was healthy, friendly, um, and filled with experts. What a lot of people don't realize, the Geekish Network has a lot of experts in the space. People that actually work in entertainment, work in technology in the space. And I think their perspective on things is very, very important. It gets overshadowed and overlooked. And I think from their perspective and with their cultural intersection, actually makes for interesting shows and interesting takes on what we see out in the public sphere.
All right, man. Thank you for that. Look, and I know what I'm trying to do is give everyone the proper background of how we got here. So on
Mhm.
last week's show, we talked a lot about how we got here and
you know, you know
what.
something. You know how I got here. Actually, I give it to Johnny Randolph at the Randolph Speaker Bureau. Um, Road released the Podcaster,
Hmm.
right?
Was it the
And
Roadcaster or?
the Roadcaster, yeah,
Mhm.
their podcasting device. They released the podcasting device. Randy was the first person to pick one up. We were talking on the phone. I told him that I think it was at Adorama for on a discount or something right before the holidays. And Randy's like, I ordered it. And I was like, I guess I gotta order it now too. And I ordered it. And that's what really kicked off the network. It was Johnny Randolph, also known as Randy. We were talking on the phone during the pandemic, and he was like, I ordered the Rodecaster. You kind of got to order one because we're going to do podcasts together. So I ordered one.
Man, that's
Been
awesome.
history
I didn't
ever
know
since.
that. All these years, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was Randy.
But
Randy's like, I got it.
now, if y'all don't know, Randy, also our brother, cousin, Randy is also a world-class speaker himself. He's a Toastmaster. And he's been received
Toastmaster
several.
champion.
So yeah, he's a Toastmaster champion. He's received several awards of public speaking and speaks all the time. Chuck here has given an actual TED talk, so it's not like one of those people you see TED talks all the time. He's actually done one, and it's actually quite fantastic.
Yeah, it was my trip to New Zealand. They flew me out to New Zealand to do it. That was awesome.
Didn't you get a tour of Weta Studios like
I
Peter
went to Weta
Jackson?
Studios in Hobbiton. Yes. The actual TED Talk was in Peter Jackson's private theater. It's the first time he ever let outsiders into the theater. So it was based in mystery, the whole TED Talk. So every guest bought tickets. Nobody had any idea where it was. They actually covered the windows to the buses where you couldn't look outside the bus to see where you're going. And we all ended up, and you got to the parking structure, and they had it coned off where you had to walk through a cone, so you had no idea where you're going. Then when you walked into the theater, they announced that it was Peter Jackson's theater. That's
actually kind of cool.
Yeah, us that spoke at it knew.
It's cool in a scary way because they could have put like hoods, bags over your head. It's like, are we going to TED Talk? Or are we being kidnapped? Like we just walk ourselves into our own trafficking, human trafficking. Okay, like,
yeah. It was interesting because it was their biggest TED Talk up to date, and they had it in like all the libraries in the city. They had it in high schools, and they sold out of the physical event, but they had extra runoff in all these buildings. And apparently, a lot of Wellington was there. They were just all there watching the TED Talk. And they broadcasted it from Wellington all the way down to Christchurch. So even people at Christchurch actually saw it.
That's actually dope. Now look at this. Now, our brother, who's not here but is in the chat, Centel. I don't know why he keeps thinking we gonna wild out and just say some old ill stuff. We not on that.
What's up with this? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Why does he think this?
Look, that's only for the Discord.
I don't know why he acts like this. What's wrong with him?
Look, thank you. Zariah had to tell him, listen.
He's like, keep it PG. That's all I keep it. I don't know what he's talking about. He be wilding. I'm his tame guest. I'm his most tame guest.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that.
Thank you, Zariah. We will behave. That's right. I'm always behaving. I don't know what his problem is. I gotta watch him sometimes.
I mean, okay, yeah. Let's go with that. So this week is special for two different reasons. 1 year ago today, I dropped my first deep dive on this channel. Now, even though I started the channel in 2019, like I said, I put up about 10 videos, mostly a bunch of videos with my kids and kind of regaling a few of my misadventures when I was teaching. But then the divorce happened and I no longer could focus. Channel was dead at that point. I screwed that channel. But I'm not even sure when it was. Maybe 2022, maybe. I want to say that Chuck, now the Geekish Network had been going for a while. Chuck invited me to do a guest spot on Geek Beast. And because I stay very current on a lot of stuff, not as current as the funk, who curates all the stuff on Geek Beast. Like
Hmm.
he's a monster when it
He
comes
is a
to it. So
monster.
yeah, so shout out to Carl. The Funk is that guy. Um, but I stay pretty much current on tech and anime and movies and all that. So Chuck invited me for a guest spot. I had a great time. I loved it, but to me, it was like that was that. And Chuck was like, "Hey, what you doing tomorrow?" Nothing. So I came back, and every time he invited me back, I came back, and then I got invited to do binge worthy. So I watched the show, and then I got invited back to actually stay, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And I've been around ever since. And that is where I met Centel and a lot of the other great folks, great personalities that are on the Geekish Network. Courtney, Catherine, Dayla. So many people have been on there. Travis, God,
Hmm.
he's great. Uh,
Hmm.
but Centel, in 2023, he's like, "Hey, I'm doing this show, and I usually do it by myself, but I'm doing this show called Foundation. You want to
Mm.
review the show with me? Do a reaction? I got a reaction channel." And I was like, "Okay, sure." I was gonna watch the show anyway, so we did the reaction. It was my first time ever doing a reaction. I was like, "Hey, this is
Hmm.
kind of cool," because I usually either say the stuff in my head or talk shit, to myself while I'm watching shows. This was great. And we we did that whole series or whatever. And then he was like, "Hey, uh you want to come back and do some more?" And I've kind of been a mainstay on his channel ever since. But he
And that's
kept
how
pushing
he
me. He's
hooked you.
like, "Yeah," and yeah, he did with his channel. And I was like, "This is great." And then he was like, "Hey,
Hmm.
you're pretty good at this." He said, "You really should do your own channel or whatever." He
Mm.
said, and he kept pushing me. I was like, I'm not, just mentally and where I was. And I was just like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not. And he kept pushing, kept pushing. Chuck kept saying some things about pushing and, throwing out ideas. Maybe do this or maybe do that. And even thought about making it a channel, making it my own show on the Geekish Network.
Hmm.
And then so a year ago today, I dropped my first video, which was actually a deep dive about season 2 of Invincible. And there was a couple of episodes at the end of, I think I want to say season 2 of Doctor Who. And it's been off to the races ever since. And I've learned a lot over the
Yeah.
last year about being a content creator. I've upgraded my equipment. I mean, it's still crappy. Y'all know that. My equipment is terrible. I don't have a roadcaster. I'm not like that. But you know, but I've learned a lot, and yeah, here we are today. Now, also, another thing, one of the reasons that we kind of got into Doctor Who, which has been the biggest kind of thing on my channel,
Mm.
is that talking about representation. When they hired Ncuti Gatwa to be the 15th
Hmm.
Doctor, we watched that episode, and then Centel put it out on his channel. It was like, "Hey, y'all think we should watch some more of this?" And it was like a landslide. It was overwhelmingly like, "Yes, y'all need to watch Doctor Who. Y'all need to start with New Who. Don't go all the way back to classic. Start with New Who to start in 2005." So we started with the Ninth Doctor, and we've
Hmm.
been watching ever since. The first episode of New Who with the Ninth Doctor was 2 days ago, March 26, 2005. It's 2 days ago was the 20th anniversary of New Who. So this week has been a good week. So I cannot complain. Um,
So, who was your first show? Was Invincible? How'd
yeah.
that feel to do your first show? Can you recall how that felt?
Well, just the episode itself. So going off of the end of that season 2, the finales were pretty good. It was closing out, and we had a great discussion. And Centel was like, "Hey, you got a lot to say. You should, talk about it." And I remember because Mark was so broken with the whole thing with his dad. He was so broken, and I remember thinking about kintsugi. And kintsugi is the Japanese art of taking something broken, usually porcelain, taking something's broken and putting it back together again. But everywhere that there's cracks, they use a precious metal like gold or silver, but it's usually gold, and put it back together, make it perfect. But all the places where it was broken is now gold. And that just shows that even when you're broken, you can put yourself back together and increase the value of what you were originally. And I just found that to be just absolutely, I came up with that angle, but it was the first thing that popped into my mind. And so I did kind of a deep dive on it, my thoughts on what I saw watching that episode. And I sent it to Centel a few days earlier, and I was like, hey, just watch this for me and tell me what you think. And he's like, hey, put that up. So I did, and
how'd you feel?
It was, honestly, it felt liberating because I felt like I had my own voice. It was one of those things like doing the reaction with him was great. Watching the episode, we talked about it, we discussed it afterwards. But I was like, you know what? I have more to say. I saw something else. I pulled something else out of the episode, and I was like, I want to express that. And being able to do that whenever I wanted to, being my own boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that sometimes when I'm on Centel's channel, I might cut loose a little bit, but I don't cut loose. Like tonight on Fridays, when we do happy hour tonight, I might cut loose a little bit. But on here, I just kind of, I don't know. It was cool. It was cool to be in control and say what I want to say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it. So
okay. That's what got Centel scared right now.
I don't know if he's scared about me right saying it. I mean, I'm sure
that's what got him scared. He knows I'm going to come with the words of the Lord and Savior, and you're going to come with something completely different and off the wall about it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
That's exactly what he's thinking.
Centel, I will keep it. I'm not even gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it G for you, brother. Like we gonna
like gangster. Like gangster. I get it. Calm down, Rekkai. Don't make me go get the Bible.
He's over here bee walking. Okay. Anyway. So here this is what I want to do. I want to go ahead and because we do have, to me, some esteemed guests to join us, and I've been fortunate that they have joined us for all of the Friday live streams that we've done. So we have Frank and Sherelle in the waiting area with us.
What
happened? Okay, there we go. Wait, keep doing it.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. Hi, listen. Y'all don't even know. See, this is a special treat for us right now. Thank you, Sherelle. Sherelle never turns her camera on. Sherelle, like, we've had to look at her, avatar, her picture. She never turns her camera on. So thank you. I am honored that you turned the camera on for this today. And what's going on, Frank?
Hey.
Frank has a new avatar.
That's just the one I use for this place.
Okay.
Yeah, he uses
a different
one. Hi, Chuck.
Why you say it like that? Dang.
I have to keep my guard up with you.
So y'all don't know. Sherelle thinks I'm her nemesis for some reason.
I never said that. Those are your words, not mine.
They are my words.
So I'll ask. So, Sherelle, when Centel is telling us to keep it PG, is he talking to me or is he talking to Chuck? I'm just.
Or is he talking about Sherelle?
Sherelle.
I have no idea what you mean. No.
You know, Chuck, I want to ask you this.
Yes.
You work around, you're around creatives all day long.
Yes.
And, and I don't want to go into and regale your resume because it's extensive.
Maybe
But you're
too
around
long.
creatives all the time. So did people, when you decided to start the Geekish Network, because it's one thing to do like your own podcast, like one show, you went past that. You was like, you know what? I'm going to start a whole network and have a whole slew of shows where basically you like, you're the studio boss, you're the EP, and everybody kind of not work for you, but work for you. Like you the big dogs. Like, what made you go that route instead of just doing your own show?
Because when I do something, I always overdo it. I always overdo it.
I mean, I cannot lie about that.
I just felt as though that my voice in one show is not enough for the space. The space is there was a void in the space. It's like I'm tired of hood dudes talking about anime and listening to them talk and they don't know anything about anime. And see, it was like, okay, you saw your fish shown in anime and you don't know what's really going on in the anime. And it's like they don't pay any particular attention to details. And I'm a highly detailed person. And so I just wanted to feel as though there was space for that. But then I look at like a Marvel film or Star Wars film, and I'm like, there's a space for that too. And they're different enough that you can talk about them separately. And my business partner, Rodney, also believed in it as well. And we have really different talents and strengths. We thought we could come together and make something great. He had a show already called Pan Geekery, and my first show was Binge Worthy. And at the time of Binge Worthy, during that time, I was the showrunner before Randy became the showrunner. And he became the showrunner after me. But I wanted to move back into a producer position, preferably EP, and allow the showrunners to develop the show the way they want to develop the show. I just provide input.
Okay.
So that's what
you
it was.
do. So.
Yeah, I'm very opinionated. Have lots of opinions.
No, get out of here. Who would have
I got lots of them. I got lots of them.
Would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Even though I will say, even though you are opinionated, you do a good job of not forcing your opinion on everybody. Even though being the kind of the EP of the entire network, you would have that right.
No, because it's not my show. My show is just there to help people make their shows better. It's like I'm not Jordan. I'm an assist player. I'm John Stockton, and my job is to help. It's to realize your vision, and if your vision is not good, I'm going to tell you that. But who am I to say it's not good? It could still work. There's a lot of things out there that work that I don't understand. For example, Playboi Carti. I don't understand any of his music, but there's a fervor for that young man to release music all the time, even though it's like half-assed music. But people love it. But people also love the Ramones, and I'm not a Ramones fan. People love this stuff. So I could see it. So my job is just there to support people and to see the things they don't see. And I'm around this stuff all day. People don't understand I'm around it all day. I consume so much media, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I guess it's been part of your job for how many years now?
Over 20. Over 20. I've always been that guy that wanted to be the first to know about something too. Ever since I was younger, even with your brother, we used to go to the record store on Monday nights, G-Town Sound, and pick up CDs.
Yeah.
Pick up CDs just to say we got it first. Be able to play it and dissect it.
Was you always like that, or was
always
Romar like that? Because that's how I was. Like every Tuesday, I bought new music, and then I would go to G-Town Sounds and he would let me get new music on Monday night. And even like I remember I was there so much. I remember when Master P came in before he was that guy. Master P came in with JT the Bigger Figure. And I remember Master P was everywhere. Like Master P had a
He
whole
was
lot of
everywhere.
energy. He had a whole lot of energy, but JT the Bigger Figures song
That was
at
my
that time was
dude.
hitting.
That was my
That's hit
dude.
song. That song was hitting. I was like, hey, that dude's gonna be big. He didn't. That's all he had. He had that one song. But Master P was that guy. He had a vision.
Yeah, I remember Master P coming to Dirt Bowl in Douglas Park.
Yeah.
Selling, he sold me The Ghetto's Trying to Kill
Yeah.
Me. I was probably
Yeah.
like 14 years old when
Yeah.
I bought that album. Boy, I hit that album from Joanne and Theo so quick because they were not having that in the house. I had all kinds of stuff in the house. I was making mixtapes. Your brother probably recalls I used to make mixtapes off the tape deck and CD player because my older brother would buy all the CDs too. Him and John Combs and Eric Wright. And so I got my hands on the CDs and started making mixtapes. I made like R&B mixtapes and I made like rap mixtapes. You know, so I rather enjoyed it. It was fun. It was something I really enjoyed doing. But I just like being in the know. My first anime was in 8th grade, so it was like 92, 91. My first anime was like 8th grade, yeah. So I was there because our Japanese students came in and they're like, "Hey, can you copy this for me?" And I was like, "Sure."
Okay.
And at Leestown, I would copy the tapes over for them.
Okay. Now, actually, I'm so glad this question came up because it was actually a segue because, you know, you have a lot of experience. We're celebrating 1 year for me, but this question just came in and I was going to segue into that right now.
Yeah.
Sherelle, do you have your own channel?
I'm in the process. It's getting set up, okay?
She's got most of her equipment.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have that.
And the one thing that has been actually beautiful about what we do in the Discord is that I remember there was, God, I don't remember how long ago that was now. So Centel, there was a few people in the Discord that had reached out to Centel, was like, hey, can you let us know like what things should we do to get started? Because Centel still at that time, I don't know if he had hit 50 yet, but you know, he had 40-some thousand subscribers. Like he was, you know, kicking ass and taking names. And so there's like, hey, can you help us do, you know, whatever we need to get started? And he was like, hey, you want to do this with me? And I was like, sure. Like I am, you know, a couple weeks into doing mine, but whatever. You know, I can help them with the very beginning. You might not remember the beginning, you know, you're so long in it now. And I remember it was actually a really great, I think we were on for like a couple hours just in the Discord, just talking to people about things to do to get started. And I actually had a conversation not that long ago with Sherelle, not about what her thing was going to be, but just about equipment that maybe she should look for, what it takes to get started. Because I had the same questions for Centel when I got started. I was like, listen, I don't got any equipment. I got a crap ass laptop and, you know, and then here's the one thing that got me out of it though. I was talking to, I was actually having a conversation with my daughter and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this, you know, YouTube thing or whatever. And one of her little friends was ear hustling. She heard me talking to my daughter and she said, yeah, well, I got a little YouTube channel. I was like, you do? And I was like, well, what kind of equipment you got? I said, your parents bought you some equipment? She's like, she said,
What's
I got
up?
an iPhone.
Well, since we have a moment, you have a special guest on the stage to invite.
I do? I didn't even go down. Okay. Well, come on in. Who that?
Yeah, just gonna leave a girl hanging here?
Oh my God. Hi, Sophie.
Howdy.
How are you?
I'm alright.
It is
Who
good to who that? Yeah, I like that. I was like, who that? Who that? Who there?
New phone,
How
who
you-
dis?
How are you doing? It is good to hear from you.
I'm good. just got done with all my moving stuff, so that's finally out the way.
Okay. Did you moved across town or you moved out
No,
of
no.
town?
Have you moved yet?
No.
No.
That's a whole different story. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll go into
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
No. I'm in town proper now. But
Oh,
I'm in a house that I should be buying before the end of this year.
Nice.
nice.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. That's what's up. All right.
But I hear it's your 1 year anniversary.
It is. And thank you for that. Thank you for showing up today. Yeah, I just wanted to, how it just so happened to fall on a Friday. I was like, you know what? We do a live every Friday anyway. I gotta sometimes I'm not very good at celebrating myself and celebrating the wins. And I was like, you know what? Today I'm gonna celebrate the W, Cause this shit is hard. Doing this content creation shit is hard as hell. To find your niche, to find your voice, to find the time to do this, to find the consistency to do this is not easy, not at all. The algorithm, YouTube's little algorithm will tell you all the time that you ain't shit. You
Part
look
of
at your little, you look at your little analytics count. You're like, damn, I thought I killed him on that one. Ain't nobody watch that shit. Like you're like, what? Damn it, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep pushing, and sometimes it's real hard. It's hard to not get enticed into doing what you think the internet is telling you to do. Like maybe I should just sell out and just do some old ratchet, just contrarian BS, just because that'll bring in more views. But that's not who I am. That's not what I do. So it's kind of hard to stick to your guns and stay true to being you and keep pushing. I probably could have done a whole lot of other just dumb shit and had a whole lot more views, but okay.
I mean, it takes time. Everything works at its own pace.
Yeah.
It does. But that's the thing too about YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. At any rate, I do want to thank everyone for being on here. So thank you, Donnie, for showing up. Thank you, Frank, for showing up. Thank you for giving me the time that you were able to give me today, Chuck. I do appreciate it.
Frank.
Thank you, Sherelle, for showing up and give me the extra special treat of you turned on your camera for me, and I am so appreciative.
You're welcome.
Because Sophie doesn't turn on her camera, Love doesn't turn on her camera, Ariel, she turned on her camera once or maybe twice. But I do understand, and sometimes I listen. I wish that I could be one of them people where I never turn on my damn camera. I am at work. That's funny. At work, I never turn on my camera. Like they see my little picture at work. I don't turn on my camera ever. They be like, Rekkai, you turn on your picture for a second. I'm like, shit, damn it.
Gotta throw on a shirt real quick.
Yeah. No, well, I'm usually, luckily, because I'm in public most of the time when I'm at work. So yeah, I'm usually somewhere. I'm at the library somewhere, so I'm clothed. Thank God for that. But I never turn on my camera. But on here, I always keep my camera on because I feel that's kind of part of the exchange. So
It is.
But
It was special
again,
though, so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and do it.
well, it is
I can't turn
appreciated.
mine on during my day job. That's
And
the biggest thing.
I understand. I understand. I have the same thing, and luckily I work remote most of the time. It's like I hate like I'm at home right now, and that's why I have a virtual background, because my son, my youngest, he's usually behind me in the bed when I'm recording, but it's just he may stand up, and just because he was feeling some kind of way, he shed all of his clothes in the middle of the night. Like, little boy, wake up nude. Like, you too old for this shit. Like, what the hell? I gotta go to the bathroom, daddy. So I just like, you know what? Let me just keep the camera off, because Ain't no telling what the little boy be doing.
Yeah, YouTube would not take kindly to that.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't take kindly to it. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then it's just, I'm like, go get in your own bed, little boy.
When I had my setup, I had to make sure that I can like cut my kid off at the thing. I was like, wait, do you have on clothes? No, you're not. Do not come in here.
Yeah.
Just
See, and then
walk
my
on by.
and so like my oldest one though is just like, I don't know how many times since we started this today, he's come in the room, he's standing here in shorts with no shirt on. He think he's God's gift to women or something. So he was like,
Daddy.
he actually told me once that he's like, do you know how many new viewers you would get if they just see my abs?
Yo.
You get your little ass out of my face.
Nobody wants to
He's
do
not
that.
wrong.
You
He's
just
not
see your
wrong.
little bird chested ass. Get your ass
He's
on.
not wrong though.
How old is he?
17.
Too
Don't
young.
encourage that madness.
Too young.
Don't
But he's
encourage
still
that
not wrong.
madness. You know what? And the thing is, I know he's probably not wrong, but he do that shit on his own space. Don't be doing that in here.
Yeah, you don't need a bunch of 14-year-old girls flocking your channel.
Mm-mm. It's like, no, we gonna watch R. Kelly's. I mean, NupeFromDaVille. No.
I was like, don't their friends
Not over
already
there.
watch you anyway?
They do. They do. Yeah, my two oldest, yeah, their friends watch it, and and it's weird too because, you know, NupeFromDaVille, Nupe is a fraternity term. So when I go to the kids' school and they don't know the shit, so it'd be a bunch of little white kids too, be like, Nupe, big Nupe, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Not for
That
you.
doesn't really
Okay?
That doesn't really work, boo.
Yeah,
That doesn't really
I'm
work.
almost went in my trunk, grab my cane, slap shit out y'all. Like, don't do that. And anyway, thank everyone for showing up. I really appreciate it. We're gonna do this every Friday, but a year in the game. And like I said, I am surrounded by great people. And if there's nothing else that you can do, review who you have around you and surround yourself with great people who can help you get to where you're trying to get. So Donnie will be starting his own podcast, his own channel.
I say you said it now. Said it now. You're gonna end up just like me.
I put it out there in the world.
It
I
might
put
be
it out
something
there
I was
in the
thinking
world,
about.
Donnie. It's gonna happen.
No, it's gotta happen.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna
See why
happen.
I'm here now.
And it's gonna be great. Sherelle is gonna be starting hers sooner than later, and it's gonna be great. Sophie has done several, and I know that if Sophie's doing it, it's gonna be great. And Frank, whatever Frank is doing is gonna be great. I don't know what Frank is doing because
right now I'm building some Lego.
Y'all need to get in the Discord. Frank seems very reserved. Frank's wild as shit. Like Frank,
He would say that most. The last
Yeah,
thing you
Frank.
expected somebody to remember and
Yeah,
say, and
you
you like,
like,
you just
what-
said that out loud.
what
Yes, you
you- what
did.
you
Okay.
say?
I keep quiet most of the time because the world can't handle me.
You know what? I don't doubt that. Only because I've been in Discord and heard some of the discussions. Like, okay, Frank, you a little bit more wild than I thought. So, all right,
I don't even know how wild I can get.
that is a statement right there. All right, thank you everyone for coming out, and I will see y'all next week. Whew, thank you.